our announcements, I am going to make a couple of quick housekeeping things. 2 things for scouts. Since you guys are seated here on the floor, in close proximity with each other, please keep your hands to yourselves. This includes grabbing each other's hair, hats, kerchiefs, all that fun stuff, okay? Okay, Tyler? Okay. Second, we're going to let you guys perform on the stage this year. All right? Please don't make me regret that decision by falling off the stage. Anybody. Adult leaders that are up there too.
I make no promises.
You two just had this problem with that.
Not to fall off the stage.
All right. Before we start, I'd like everybody to stand for the presentation of our colors. If you're in uniform, Scout salute. If you're not in uniform, hands over your heart, please. Remove your head coverings if it is your custom. And remain quiet. Color guard advance. Color guard present the colors. Before we get started with our blue and gold presentation, we have a couple representatives here from Friends of Scouting who are going to talk to you guys about what they do for the Scouting program and how you can help. Ken?
Thank you very much. Actually, I want you to stay here for a second because I'm noticing something you're wearing on your uniform. That's actually last year's SOS patch. So that's actually great. Good morning, PAC 191. Good morning. My name is Ken Settlemeyer. Now, for you guys, especially you guys in uniform, I'm one of you. I'm a volunteer. I'm not a professional. So bear with me because it's going to be a little raw as far as what I'm trying to talk about here because I'm still learning how to do this. And it's been an interesting position to be in for this year. Friends of Scouting. I had a couple of your members pass out a brochure and a pledge card. This is a fundraiser. The fundraiser not for somebody other than the guys that are sitting on the floor right here. Everything that we raise for this fundraiser supports you directly. We have a council, and those of you that are new, Cub Scouts, who've only been with the program for a year to a couple of years, 3 years, 4 years now, you know we have Camp Flying Field. Fairly good-sized piece of property. We also have Camp Miles, which we're supporting 2 camps. Our council runs from Manatee all the way down to Naples and is 6 counties wide, or 6 counties. We're basically the lower quadrant of the state of Florida. So we actually have a lot of great resources, and especially our camps. Our council is very lucky that we have 2 camps. One, which is in our district, very close for us to use. Anyone who owns this property knows that's not a cheap thing to do. Our council runs a budget of about $1.3 million a year. That's what it costs to run our council to support what we do here. Now, for those of you, yes, you can say, look at the uniforms, they're fairly expensive. So are any of the other extracurricular activities that you could get your guys into. But look at what it does for them as far as leadership, where they can go with this, all the way to Eagle. Makes a difference. It's a resume item, in fact. I can tell you today, I even put that on my resume. I'm Eagle Scout. What we do with the fundraising is important because the money needs to be there to support the property, to support the programs that we as a council run, we as a district run. And For example, go out to the store and buy arrows. You guys like to go out and shoot archery? You guys like to shoot archery? Have you done that yet? Yeah. Those arrows cost money. They don't last forever. So every $5 buys a couple of arrows for the camp. That all adds up. Like I said, $1.3 billion or $1.3 million. The Friends of Scouting program is those of us that are volunteers that want to make sure this program is works well for our youth come out and talk about what we do as a council and where that money goes and the amount of money it really takes to run this. It takes about $225 per boy every year for the scouting program. Now, you don't pay that directly. The fees you pay go to national. The program fees you pay, we try to keep those costs low so that everyone can participate by doing fundraisers like this. And the Friends of Scouting program actually handles about, remember, this is all the way from our district all the way down through Naples. We handle about 30% of our budget through Friends of Scouting to make sure that we have the best possible program for our boys. So what I'm asking, and I'm going to keep this short, I'm not going to go through all this. Some of these presentations will go 45 minutes. I don't want to spend time on that. You've got the brochure. The most important thing to realize is why you do what you do with volunteer and where you put your funds to support your boys. So what I'm going to ask is everyone should have a pledge card. If you need a pledge card, you have one certainly. What I'm asking is participation. I'm not setting a number. In the past, and this has been fairly good in the past, when we set a goal based on talking to the unit itself. What goal would you like to commit to? And then make that goal. Idea is the more funds that we have, the more we can do with the council, with the camps, the more we can do with our guys, the more program there is for them. Participation, as far as I'm concerned, if you're struggling as a family, but you can give $5, that's a couple of arrows for the archery range out camp. If you can do more, and your heart drives you so, please continue to look at what the options are. I'm going to point out a couple of things. One is the pledge cards. This is the pledge. It's not necessarily that I need money right now. If you have it and can give it now, then that's great. If you have your checkbook or what have you, I'm happy to take that. In fact, I'm heading down to council office right after I leave here, so it'll be dropped off essentially today. You can pay by credit card. You can be billed. You can spread it out over months. You don't have to necessarily send some form of payment with me today, but I would like it if everyone could, that I would leave with these pledge cards today. Now, giving levels. I mentioned it takes about $225 per youth in our council to run this program. The first, of course, anything is welcome. Again, I'm not setting a goal for an individual or a family, but I am going to point out there are options here as far as your ability to give. $1 a week, $50. That pledge, you actually get in the mail after that pledge is fulfilled. This is a special issue patch. Now, he walked away. Where'd he go? There he is. He's got the one from last year. That's actually last year's SOS patch. That's from his participation in this campaign. This is his next year's patch. Actually, I think this is a pretty nice patch. That's the $50 level. The $100 level gets you the same plus a benefit down at the scout shop for a discount down at the scout shop. And you can look at the pledge card. If you're interested in what the plaques look like, I actually have a couple of them over here on the table that you can see if you're interested. But I don't like folks, they encourage us to hand out plaques and make a big deal about it. I don't like to do that. I want you guys to think about why you're doing this. And the important thing is that you're doing what you can for your boys. So that's what I'm going to ask. Take a look at this. I'll be here for a little while. If you could take some time to fill out the pledge cards. I know that you guys want to get rolling with your blue and gold. I want to get out of your way, and like I said, I've got to drive down to council office, so I'll wait here for the next 15, 20 minutes, and then as you get them filled out, if you would like to, bring them over. I am prepared to take funds with me. Credit card number, it's good, like I said, it's going straight to council. That's a very common way to do it. And again, if you can't do it today, but you can make a pledge, that is great. They'll bill you. They'll send you something in the mail. Now, understand, when they bill you, this is a pledge, it's not a commitment. The commitment is for you to make. Southwest Florida Council, BSA. That's a good question, thank you, I forgot to cover.
Schofield.
Are there any other questions? What do you say? Schofield. Oh, funny. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate your time.
Here's the first one.
Awesome, thank you very much. Okay, I'll be over here, thank you.
If anybody needs a pen, I have extra.
Yes, and I have pens over here, if somebody needs a pen.
It's just like it. Right here. Thanks. Yes.
Well, actually, what I'd like to do is if you've got cash, at the $20 level, certainly if you have $15, you don't want they sit for a long time and they can't do that. One other thing real quick. One other thing real quick. As far as participation, you guys had me here today, and that's basically what we're looking for, is to be able to get out there and talk to everybody. I appreciate the time. And there's actually a ribbon for your flag that they issue for these as well, so I'm going to present you your ribbon. Let's do this the right way. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Ben.
If there's ever any problems. I would like that.
While that's going on, we can talk a little bit about blue and gold. So,
What they're asking.
thank you to everybody for coming out. Guys, this is your award ceremony, okay? Be respectful and let's enjoy it. Pay attention. Okay. Blue and gold is about commemorating all of your sons, all of our scouts, advancements, accomplishments over the past year. And there are a lot of them. We're going to touch on a lot of the things we did. Hopefully you guys came early. You were able to see a lot of the pictures we had on the presentation earlier. Thank you, Chris, for setting that up for us. From a lot of our camping trips, our Pinewood derbies, our Halloween party, various meetings, every den doing their flag ceremonies. So you guys have done a lot over the past year to be proud of. It's true that to graduate from where you guys are now to the next grade, it takes a lot of work. One of the things that you want to look at, though, is how you guys did that work. You guys did individual work on projects, you did group work on projects and crafts, you guys got outside and did stuff. So a lot of what we focus on in Scouts is outdoor activities, physical activities, getting outside and having fun with stuff. We spend enough time inside. Something interesting that I did run across when I was preparing for this was, of the Scouts that we have on our active roster right now, we are 50-50 with Scouts returning from PAC 191 from last year and scouts that are new to PAC 191 this year. So that means that we have a lot of families that are new to scouting as well. We had families that had never been camping before until they joined scouting. Those of you that had never been camping before, I hope we didn't scare you off. But camping is fun. Camping is a big part of scouting. So when you look at that, scouting provided new adventures for not just you scouts, but for the rest of your family as well. And that's important. Scouting is a time to be together with your family and experience new things. When you look at scouting, you have to recognize this is a parent-run, parent volunteer organization. Every person you see up here in uniform, all of your adult leaders, all of your committee members, we all have a son in this pack. So you may ask us, why do we do this? Well, some of us may just have too much free time, need something to do. But for the rest of us, we want to make our son's scouting experience the most it could be. We want it to be fun. We want it to be energetic. We want it to be educational. We slip that in without them knowing. We get less resistance that way. But you guys have learned a lot. I know you have. We watch you guys, what you do time and time again, and you guys get better every time you do it. So it's very important. Scouting is what you make of it. So that's you guys. I'll say it's parents. Scouting is what you make of it. And that's very important. We are always looking for people to help out the pack. And that's true with any level of scouting, even as you guys advance into Boy Scouts. With volunteer leaders that bring something to the table to contribute to the pack, it's going to build the experience that your sons are going to have. So, when I say that we're looking for volunteers, I don't mean you have to be a full-fledged den leader by any means. You guys can help run a meeting. You can pick an activity or a fundraiser that we're doing and say, hey, I'll run that. But any of those things helps us out as a pack. You know, some of the adult leaders, it'll take some responsibilities off of us too. And we appreciate that. So, anything you can do to help. Now, blue and gold, there are two parts of blue and gold today. First one, what you guys like. Awards, patches, proof of what you guys worked hard on all year, right? Second part of it, what we like. Your skits, your performances, your presentations. I've seen some of them when you guys are practicing. You guys are good. All right? So, before we turn this over to the scouts for their performances, there are some people here that I want to make sure get recognized for all of their work they've done over the past year. Our Tiger Den leader for the past year was Tim Swanson. Our Wolf Den leader is Karen Solano. Our Bear Den leader is Chris Solano. Our Rebos Den leader, who's not here because he's keeping the city of Sarasota a safe place, is Chris O'Donnell. In addition to that, we have our committee members, which our committee chair and membership is Karen Solano. Our training director is Jody West. Our activities director is Larry Harness. And I almost forgot, but Larry Harness was the cook for this morning, so Our treasurer is Kristen Bryant. Our secretary is Elise Bromell, who's also here today. And I'm your co-master and advancement chair. Everybody have a good day. Oh wait, there's stuff up there. Who should we start with? You guys know why we start with the Tigers? Because your older kids have vacation. So I expect the wolves to be more patient than the tigers. I expect the bears to be more patient than the wolves. I expect the weevils to be able to sit and wait till the end of the ceremony. Okay. These are belt loops. These are earned throughout the entire year. Many of you have seen them, parents. Many of you have seen them all over your living room when they take the belt off and go like that. Projectiles. So Jet Karate has earned soccer, tennis, baseball, kickball, and another one. Max McDonald earned his soccer. Thank you. Jackson Pate. Soccer, fishing, kickball, flag football, basketball, and tennis. Scott Schultz. Flag football, soccer, kickball, tennis, and baseball. Timothy Swanson. Kickball, basketball, tennis, flag football, and family travel. Logan Youngblood, tennis, flag football, kickball, and basketball. All right, from our Wolves, Tyler Blazer, fishing. Dylan Harness, collecting. Eric Holt, ice skating. Aiden Lanham, collecting, BB shooting, and ultimate. Ben Schuyler, art, pet care, good manners, ice skating, and citizenship. Ethan Solano, ice skating. From the Bears, Mason Bryant, physical fitness, bowling, horseback riding, astronomy, chess, and family travel. Damian Del Grosso, kickball. Bryson Green, Aiden Solano, disabilities awareness. Casey Wade, bicycling, bowling, fishing, swimming, marbles, and disabilities awareness. Tyler Wade, swimming, bowling, fishing, disabilities awareness, marbles, and bicycling. Weeblos do not earn the belt loops, but they earn activity pins that they wear on their sleeve ribbons. Jay Schilling has earned citizenship, communicating, athlete, and fitness. Logan McDonald has earned communicating. Riley Schofield has earned artist, handyman, and communicator. All right. One of the things I want to quick touch on It's a scary word. All right, you guys ready? It's called failure. What's interesting about this is it affects everybody. If we look at what failure really means, it's that failing at something doesn't just means that you were not successful in that attempt. That's all it is. But the most important thing about failure is that you try to do something. And that's going to be always, guys, put them in your pocket. We're going to do Belgium's last next time. All right. The most important thing is that you try to do something. Doesn't matter if you failed at it. Try to do something. Because guess what? You're never going to succeed at something unless you try. Now, what brought this to my attention was I read an article in the Scouting magazine. It came out a couple months ago. And it talked about failure, and failure is perfectly fine. Now, what's interesting is we were sitting at one of our camp outs, and a couple of the other adult leaders said, "Hey, I read that article too." Now, these scouting magazines, I don't read them from front cover to back cover. You do?
Yeah.
I'm probably the only one that doesn't. Very short attention. But that article was good enough to catch my attention and actually make me read through it. It had a lot of very good information. Now, it was called Failure is an Option. So we got to talking about it, and it said failure is a part of everybody's life. And it's true. If I never failed at something, I can tell you right now, I'd be sitting on some yacht, on some island, eating the best food in the world. But guess what? I wasn't that good at math. I didn't say that. But guess what? I still tried. I got enough to get through. That's all that counts. So, there were a couple very interesting parts of this article. And I want to ask you guys, if anybody here knows who Michael Jordan is? Who knows who Michael Jordan is? Parents? I thought one of you guys would know. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players in the world, played for the Bulls, does the Hanes commercials. He's got a great haircut. He was in Space Jam with Bugs Bunny. His tongue sticks out when he flies. That guy. All right. Anyways, think about this. Even if you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, you know what I mean. One of the best basketball players in the world. He's quoted in this article as saying, "I have missed over 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 3,000 games. 26 times I've been trusted to make the game-winning shot, and I missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeeded." Why did he succeed? Who can tell me why? Right. He absolutely. He learned from his mistakes and he never gave up. Just because you can't do something the first time doesn't mean you give up. You learn from that and you keep going. A couple other important things in there were, while we as parents have a very hard time seeing our children fail, the sooner they're exposed to it and get over it, the better they're going to be in life. They're going to know how to handle it and tackle those obstacles. And to treat any failure as an obstacle, not as a roadblock, because you should be able to get over it. We prepare our kids to be resilient. We prepare them for the path instead of preparing the path for the child. And the only harmful failure that there is failure to try. So when we go out and the first time you guys shoot a bow and arrow, who gets a bullseye on the first time they shoot a bow and arrow? I mean, so did you guys put down your bows and go, "Nope, I didn't get it, I'm done"? Of course not. Keep trying. Did you guys eventually hit the target? Eventually get a bullseye? That's important because you guys keep trying. So whenever you fail temporarily at something, that means you guys just have to be stronger, get through it, and try again, and try harder. Because you guys will accomplish anything that you really try to. All right, and that is important. Your parents will always help you try to succeed. Sound good? So we talk about our camping trips. Who went on one of our camping trips this year? Raise your hands. Our first one was at Camp Flying Eagle. This is our pack one. We got a campsite called Phil Selby, which was our first time in that campsite, and it was very nice. It has the least scary facilities of anything else or any place I've seen. That's right. Maybe they'll make more of those. Our Weeblos, both the Weeblos ones here and the Weeblos 2 that have since crossed over, went on Weeblos weekend in November. They focused very heavily on their scout skills there. So Bears, if you guys come back next year, something to really look forward to is Weeblos weekend. All right, it's an excellent camping trip, and it's only Weeblos. Winterfest. Winterfest is a huge one here at Camp Flying Eagle in December. Super busy. Lots of crafts, activities, hiking. Snow. There was snow. There was snow and a lot of wet kids at the time. Highlands Hammock State Park, we did in February. In Sebring, that's an excellent campground facility. We found it last year was our first time. We did it again this year, and I promise you we'll do it again this coming year. Coventry, Camp Flying Eagle, that camping trip was weather impacted for us. We decided not to go sit in the rain Friday night. We just went out and did a Saturday day trip. So we still got to do all of our Saturday activities. We still had a great picnic outside for lunch. So we still made the most out of it that we could. So does everybody enjoy camping? Yes. They want to do more camping? Yes. We're going to do more camping. Yes. All right. So, you guys ready for your performance? You ready to open it up and get everybody's attention? All right, we've got to speak nice and loud so everybody can hear you. Please don't fall off the stage. Okay? All right.
I just get set up, and I just wanted to let you know that some of the money that we raised, we raised for the scouts so that the pack itself doesn't have to pay to go to Camp Flying Eagle. And as you can see, we've got a Training of Excellence patches on our shirts that we earn every year. I think you can run that later. But because we've been a gold pack and we've earned the gold level status, we haven't had to pay to go to Camp Flying Eagle as a pack. There's actually a fee, and when we charge money to go camping there, it's for the food. But there's actually another fee to actually camp there, even as a pack if you don't make excellent status. And we have not had to pay for that for many years. And that's thanks to the Friends of Scouting and all the things that we do during the year to ensure that we qualify for gold status. On that note, today we collected over $1,000. Thank you very much. And the council, we really do appreciate everybody's generosity. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, everybody has the timers up preparing. I want you guys to be respectful, which means being quiet so that we can hear them, so that the people in the back can hear them. Parents, make sure we can hear everybody. Scouts, you don't want to sit in those two chairs, okay? If you start talking, I want you to sit in one of those chairs.
These young men will be presenting 2 skits for you today.
This hot chocolate
Tiger badge at the right to move on to Wolves, our Jet Karate. Max McConnell. Jackson Pate. Scott Schultz. Timothy Swanson. And Logan Youngblood. All right, good job, guys. A big part of scouting, something really important, is the volunteer work that we do. Yes. Scouting is volunteer from the inside out, being that everybody that runs scouting is a volunteer, and we perform other volunteering activities. And we try to pass on the importance of those activities to our sons so that that continues going forward. Some of the volunteer activities that we did, which in scouting they consider doing a good turn, is on October 4th of last year, we did the coastal cleanup at Anna Maria Moose Lodge. And we started from the Moose Lodge, and we covered just over a mile of Bradenton Beach, and we filled up 5 large garbage bags of trash. So that was excellent work. December 18th, the Scouts went and performed Christmas caroling at Woodlands Village Retirement Home. So there you guys made a lot of elderly people who don't get to celebrate Christmas with family very special. So good job on that.
And they made decorations.
That's right, we decorated the whole hall. February, we did scouting for food. You guys collected several hundred pounds of food that we donated that will be distributed to families that would otherwise go hungry. So that is excellent work as well. So everybody appreciates all the volunteer time you guys are doing. Very important. So in recognition of those that helped out with our Scouting for Food drive, just like everything else in scouting, you guys get a cash for it. From our Tigers, we had Jet Karate. From our Wolves, we had Tyler Glazer. Dylan Harness. Eric Holt. Aiden Lanham. Preston Santilli. Ben Schuyler. Ethan Solano. Make it more difficult than it needs to be. Tyler West. From our Bears, we had Mason Bryant. Cameron Butrago. Bryson Green. Aiden Solano. Casey Wade. And Tyler Wade. From our Weeblos, we have Riley Stonehill. And Jay Schilling. Good job.
Louder.
That's impossible. We're on a roller coaster. It's not going. I need to leave. It keeps the rest.
Over here, guys. Over here.
All right. Our wolves that have earned their wolf badge and now have the privilege of moving on to bears. In addition to that, in addition to earning their rank badge, these wolves have earned their gold arrow point and 4 silver arrow points. That shows the amount of work that they put through in their books at their ranks. So we have Kyler Glazer. Dylan Harness. Eric Holt. Amy Langham. Preston Santilli. Ben Schuyler. Ethan Solano. And Tyler West. One of the things that Karen did touch on was Journey to Excellence. Sorry, there's something. That's on this side. The only thing on that side, remember that. Journey to Excellence is BSA Council's performance recognition program designed to encourage and reward success and measure the performance of our units, district, and council. It's meant to encourage excellence in providing a quality program at all levels of BSA. Basically what that means is the BSA at a council level looks at us and makes sure that your adult leaders are all properly trained, both in their specific job roles as well as safety training, youth protection training. We take one step further and we make all of our parents go through that as well, because unfortunately it is a problem with our society, so we make sure that if anything, this brings awareness to all the parents out there as well. This year, again, 191 has earned the gold level award for that, which is the highest that we can get. The key word that we look at here is this is for all registered adults in this program. That would be your adult leaders, your committee members. We do recognize there are many volunteers that we have out there that help with us, but this is measured against our registered adults. So, in recognition of that, we have Ron Rosinski. Ron is our charter organization rep. He is our liaison with Our Lady Queen of Martyrs here who sponsors us. Timothy Swanson. Big man. Chris Solano. Chris O'Donnell. Kristen Bryant. Larry Harness. Darren Solano. That does include the troops. So guys, when you put these patches on your uniforms, right sleeve. You guys are the ones who put them on your uniforms, right? Jet karate. Jackson Pate. Scott Schultz. Timothy Swanson, the younger. And Logan Youngblood. For our Wolves, Tyler Blazer, Dylan Harness, Eric Holt, Aiden Lanham, Preston Santelli, Ben Schuyler, Ethan Solano, and Tyler West. Bears, Mason Bryant, Jamie Deldrosa, Kyle Honaker, Owen Phillips, Aiden Solano, Casey Wade, and Tyler Wade. For our Weeblos, Logan O'Donnell, Riley Schofield, and Jay Schilling. And for the pack, we do have to contribute to our pack flag ribbon showing we reached gold status, as well as we received the Risk Zone Award, which again goes back to our training and safety trainings that your adult leaders have earned over the course of this year. That actually goes all the way through things like balloons, which are required for us just to go camping. So these things are very important in providing a safe environment for all the scouts to be in. So everybody that contributed to that, we have taken training courses, certification courses, we do appreciate it. Thank you. All right, and we'll have the Bears.
Oh no! What? Oh no! What's wrong? Oh no! What's wrong? Oh no!
saying here is they've earned it, because they have. They put through the work to do this. They didn't just hand this out. In addition to their rank patch, the Bears have also earned their gold arrow point and 2 silver arrow points. Mason Bryant. Damien Del Rosso. Kyle Honaker. Owen Phillips. Aiden Solano. Casey Wade. And Tyler Wade. Good job, guys. Some of the other activities that we've had throughout this year, the one that we kick off every year with, is our popcorn sales, popcorn fundraiser. Just to give you guys an idea of how important that is to the PAC, that's actually listed in the brochure that Ken handed out about where we get our PAC funds from. That is a large chunk of it. So that is our primary fundraiser for the year. Scouts did a great job. A couple years ago, they did introduce into the program selling it online, which is actually a really cool program. Each item costs a little bit, $1.50, $2 more, but it's shipped straight to that person. So if you guys have family that's out of town, that's the way to do it. It's shipped right there. In conjunction with that, we had our popcorn fundraiser at Publix on Lockwood Ridge. Thank you to everybody that participated in that. In October, we had a bottled water fundraiser at the Lakewood Ranch garage sale. We had a good number of scouts there. November, we had a really interesting PAC meeting at the Sarasota Police Department. Who here went to that? We got to see their SWAT vehicles. You guys got to climb all over their SWAT vehicles. And we got to see the K-9. Those are some good trained dogs. And you got to see a holding cell. And we didn't even leave anybody there. In January, we had our Weeblos 2 crossover ceremony, which is where the Weeblos that have completed all their requirements for the Weeblos badge had the option to cross over into Boy Scouts. January, we also had our Pinewood Derby at Cox Chevrolet, which is a great time. And then coming up in June 15th through the 19th, is Scout Day Camp at Camp Flying Eagle, you guys have signed up for. That will keep you guys busy for choose to attend. Some of the awards that have already been handed out, but deserve mentioning again. Popcorn sales. Our top 3 in sales were Riley Schofield, Aiden Solano, and Ethan Solano. The results of our Pinewood Derby, first place was Riley Schofield, second place was Dylan Harness, and third place was Aiden Lanham. 2 weeks ago, we also had the Bradenton District Pinewood Derby. Riley Schofield won first in the Weeblos class and second place overall. So now we compete at the council level on May 30th. So good luck there. Here you go.
So how was breakfast?
I'm playing the role of Crystal Bell.
You have too much hair.
Push here.
Oh, pretty Indian chief. Is it time for your push-up? Oh, pretty Indian chief. Is it time for your push-up?
No.
Oh, great Indian chief. Is it time for your push-up?
No. Now, it's time for your push-up. Let us begin the great Yapucha ceremony. Yapucha, right foot in, right foot, and
Quiet, boys.
this is the best troop in our pack. We get lots of rest. We energize our bodies. We have found a source of food that makes us the best at everything we do. Scott, what did you have for breakfast?
Penguin soup, sir.
Penguin soup, that's right. That's how we start off our day. Builds muscles. Gives us lots of energy. Scott, what did you have for lunch?
Penguin soup, sir.
Penguin soup in the middle of the day. That keeps us going. Gives us lots of strength. Scott, what did you have for supper?
Penguin soup, sir.
That's right. Penguin soup at the end of the day. Best way to replenish our bodies. So what do we have for breakfast?
Penguin soup, sir.
What do we have for lunch?
Penguin soup, sir.
What do we have for supper?
Penguin soup, sir.
That's right. Scouts, right face. March. Ladies and gentlemen, the next 5 seconds, this is a test of the emergency broadcast system.
Beep, 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 beep.
Thank you. This was just a test. Had it been an actual emergency, you would have heard.
Oh, we're all gonna die! Don't come off the
All right. For our Weeblos ones, earning his Weeblos badge and his compass emblem, which shows that he's advanced beyond just the Weeblos badge, the next thing that they'll work on are the compass points, which is part of their Arrow of Light award. First one is Logan O'Donnell. Riley Schofield has actually earned his first compass point as well. And Jay Schilling. All right. As we wrap it up here today, I do want to thank everybody for coming out. I want you guys to be proud of your sons and everything that they have accomplished. Scouts, I want you guys to be proud of everything that you've done. It's a lot of hard work that you guys put in. It's a lot of dedication, and we're all very proud of you for what you've accomplished and where you're at. One thing I want you guys to remember, this is important. Memorial Day is right around the corner. All right? Please be sure to take some time out and remember the importance of this holiday. I talked to you guys at the beginning of this year. Please keep in mind, when you guys have a day off school, there's usually a really good reason behind it. Memorial Day is a very good example of this, okay? Memorial Day is for remembering the people who died while serving our country's armed forces. Memorial Day was formerly known as Decoration Day, and it originated at the end of the Civil War in 1865. So not just on Memorial Day, but every day, we remember the price that they paid for our freedom and thank them for all the sacrifices that they have made for us. And on Memorial Day, actually the day before Memorial Day, on Sunday, we have an opportunity to be in the Lakewood Ranch Memorial Day Parade out on Main Street. So we would like to get as many scouts from our pack as possible to go out there so you guys can walk in this parade and show your support for our veterans. Does that sound fun? Who here has been in a parade before? Did? Who's been in a big parade? If you guys haven't, this is your opportunity to. The parade. All right. So we sent out the information. Yeah. Those that have, it's more of Veterans Day, but for our veterans, those of you that have served, please stand up. Don't be shy.
As Jason mentioned earlier, volunteers are a big part of our program. Your spending time with your son is also a big part of this program. In saying that real quick, I thank everybody for their help. In my den, I had to ask parents to help out. And we look at There's something about uniform that we actually ask everybody to fill out in the beginning of the year. And it's basically the types of things that you're comfortable with, that you like to do, maybe your hobbies and such. And we actually do look at those, and I've had the opportunity to ask some of the parents, if your specialties or your skills in this, would you mind helping out? And I found out that a lot of the parents have been more than willing to help out throughout the year. So again, it's been a great year. We do have a bunch of things planned for the summer. That list will be coming out on the 28th, the last meeting that we have before our summer, our end of year beach party. So make sure that you grab at least a copy of that. And you should have a great summer. Thank you again for everybody this year.
Thank you guys. All the scouts come up here. So you guys can get, your parents can get a nice picture of everybody. Single file row.
fundraising